guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Seiko Sumo Prospex GMT diver. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Anyway, it is a relatively new model from the Seiko Prospex stable and marries up a quartz GMT movement, which is solar powered, along with the venerable Sumo dive case. Now, for me, coming from the UK and now living in Australia, GMT watches have been a saviour. They've always been a core component of my collection, and they're something that I'll always have moving forwards, because who doesn't want to call their family at 2 AM accidentally? Regardless of the fact you're still on the other side of the world, they're still not happy to be woken up in the middle of the night. And a GMT watch has saved me on a fair few occasions from doing that. But, we're going to take a look at this watch in greater detail. I would be really keen to hear what you guys have got to say about this watch. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Anyway, guys, let's just take a look at this watch and see what we think. Right, well, we'll start with the dimensions. Again, this watch is called Sumo, and it is called Sumo for a reason, and that is because it is absolutely massive. So you have a 45mm diameter. You've got a 51.8 mils lug to lug, and you have a fairly thick 13.2mm case. In terms of weight, you're looking at 190 grams all up. So very substantial in the hand and certainly on the wrist. So here's a brief overview of that case. For all intents and purposes, it is exactly the same as what you would find on a regular Sumo, which is a mix of polished and brushed finishing, albeit very attractive. Now, you do have drilled lugs on the watch, which enables fast changing of those straps. So you just put in your pin removal tool there into the side, push the strap out, and then you can whack in your silicone strap if you so choose. In terms of the bezel, you do have a rather nice, heavy but well finished knurling on there, and you do have that screw-in crown, which guarantees that 200 meters of water resistance. Here's some pictures on the side there showing that knurling again, but you do find that the bezel on this particular one was really, really stiff. I'll put some footage up for you to show you, but I found it quite difficult to move, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The bezel itself is an aluminium insert. It does have that loom pip up at the top, and it's a nice sort of dark forest green colour, I think is the best way to describe it. Covering the dial is a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. You can see there that dial, it has that transparent basket weave effect that you will find on a solar power charging watch such as this. You've got embossed hour markers, and then in between each of those markers you have the printed 24-hour GMT designations. Very nice, attractive GMT hand, and I do like the fact that on the dial Seiko have gone to the bother of marking GMT in the same colour tone or colourway as that GMT hand. The one criticism I do have though is that the GMT printing in between each of those hour markers is just far too small in my opinion. Obviously you've got that white date window at the 3 o'clock position, and I've put some macro footage up for you to show you what the finishing of those hands looks like. I was quite impressed when I looked at it in macro detail, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's got some nice beveling and mirror edge finish on it, which I thought was very good. And last but not least, you do actually have that loom, which, as you would expect in any Prospex dive model, you've got a pretty strong loom there. A little bit more about the Seiko 5K65 movement, and it is going to be a little bit unfortunately because there's not really a great deal of information about it, other than the fact that obviously it is a solar powered quartz. You should be expecting about 15 seconds there or thereabouts per month in accuracy, and you do have that independent hour setting hand. My first GMT was an Omega Seamaster, and that actually allows you to adjust the hour hand as well. So functionality wise is very similar to a traditional GMT or a luxury GMT such as that Omega Seamaster, but it would be nice to be able to adjust the GMT hand rather than the hour hand. I'm sure some people have got a very different opinion, but that's just my preference. Other than that, guys, the only other thing to talk about really is the bracelet. And again, this is a bit of a letdown because starbuy.com.au lent me the watch. I didn't want to take off all of the wrapping and what have you, but they have gone with sort of like I suppose Seiko's take on an oyster-style bracelet. It is very nice. It's well finished. It doesn't have a particularly great clasp on it, in my opinion. Certainly not as good as the Citizen that I had with that ratcheting clasp, but it's still not too bad. It is triple folding and it has got that security clasp on it, so pretty good overall. Like I say, I'm sorry guys, I couldn't really show it to you because it's got that all of that wrapping all over it. Anyway, other than that, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. If you do have any comments, please put them in the section below, and I will see you in the next video soon. Take care, guys. Bye.